Hello, and welcome back to the Dorsey Healthy Living Show. My name is Jeremy Dorsey, as you may have previously met me before if you've listened to episodes 1 and 2. Today, I have with me a very, very good friend of mine, also from high school. His name is Kevin Horner. Very excited to have Kevin on today. Been one of my really good friends for a decade now, actually. 10-year friendship there. Same with JP from last week. So no, it's good to have you on. For those who are new to the show, I'm doing these interviews with various people in my life to basically showcase the different perspectives we have as human beings and our healthy lifestyles and our fitness lifestyles. I realize that everybody's different. And so through those differences, I think people will be able to relate to somebody in some way, shape, or form. Health and fitness is not cookie cutter. There's multiple ways to do it, a numerous, massive number of ways to do it. And so, yeah, that's why we're here today. I'll go ahead and let Kevin introduce himself. Who is Kevin Horner?
Yeah, Jeremy, thanks for having me. I listened to your first and second shows, and it's been great to hear other perspectives. So hopefully I can give some insight on, how I go about my stuff and kind of go from there. But my name's Kevin. I'm going to be second year medical student. Wow, I can't believe I'm done with my first year already. Second year medical student at the University of Missouri. And in my free time, I like to bike and run. And right now it's mostly living the student life, studying a lot. Over the summer, I'm just doing some research. But yeah, that's about it.
Very cool. What do you like to do in your free time? I know you bike and run, and do you do anything else in the free time there?
Yeah, I do like to cook. I do predominantly eat like a vegetarian diet for the most part. So I like to cook and kind of experiment with new recipes, and then hang out with my friends, my schoolmates, my girlfriend Rachel, and yeah. But studying takes up a lot of time, so I just kind of take it all in small bits.
Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, I'm not in med school. I'm not going to med school. I'm not smart enough to go to med school. I've known you for a long time. I know you're plenty smart enough to be in med school. Tell us what that first year was like. I know, you studied a lot. So what was that first year like?
Yeah, you study a lot, and luckily Mizzou is a great resource to have, and the curriculum is set up in a great way. So you can self-study all you want, and then you can use your classmates to collaborate. So lots of times I was doing questions with classmates, and bouncing ideas off one another for understanding. And largely the first year is just pretty much studying all the time. So just kind of taking it day by day and just tackling the things that you need to study.
Yeah, very happy to have the summer to be a little more subdued.
Yeah, it's a nice refresher to the intensities of a school year, to kind of take a step back and just relax and hang out with the family, and just kind of lay low for a little bit before the second year starts up.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're excited for year two, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's been it's been hard. It's going to get even harder, but I'm right where I need to be. So I'm really excited for what the future has.
Good. Yeah, I believe in you, man. I know you're built for that. We've known each other for a long time. So, and I know this is kind of exactly what you wanted to do. So you're definitely built for it. So I wish you nothing but the best, obviously. That's
Thanks,
great,
man.
great in what you're pursuing. So we'll get on with it. Move on to the second segment after the introduction, our little fun question or two. So Kevin, if you could choose one song to play every time you walk into a room for the rest of your life, forever, from now until you pass away, what would it be and why?
Right. So when I was thinking about this question, I had to think about, is the whole song going to be playing, or is it just like a little snippet? And, I have a lot of favorite songs, but I ended up choosing this one that I'm going to play out loud here in a second, because it just elicits a lot of great memories. And it's something that kind of just makes me excited just to
Okay.
even listen to it. So just to have that be something to listen to every room would be kind of cool. So I'm going to play it out loud and see what kind of reaction you get from it.
Okay. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
So that's the Here Comes the King Budweiser song that they play at all the Cardinals games. Um, and, as a kid, I went to tons of games with my parents and friends. And It's just a happy, good. Makes you feel good song,
Yeah.
and just brings back memories of baseball and hanging out with friends, and the summer days, and um, yeah, I think that's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, and us being from St. Louis and going to a ton of Cardinals games together, that reminds me of baseball opening day in St. Louis.
Yeah,
No matter
exactly.
what day of the year, obviously there's Anheuser-Busch and or Budweiser in whichever one it is in St. Louis, but the Clydesdales opening day baseball, you know, beautiful weather. I can't wait for
Yeah,
baseball to return. And obviously now
yeah.
they've agreed to something, so we're going to see baseball here soon. But
Fingers crossed the teams can actually stay
yeah,
COVID free
yeah. Hopefully,
due
hopefully we don't
to
have any
what the
barriers.
NCAA is going through.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have any barriers with that. But no, very very good song choice. I like that.
Yeah,
That one surprised me.
there were a couple songs I was thinking I was narrowing down the list, but that one was the end up because it just made me feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. My song would be "Bring 'Em Out" by Ti. I'm not going to play it, but for those of you who've heard it, it's a great song. For those of you who haven't heard it, look it up, and then you'll immediately understand why I chose that as my song. Because the first lyrics are "Bring 'em out, bring 'em out," and so bring me out. I'm coming into a room announcing my presence. So
Right,
I would
exactly.
like to think that I would maybe have like a halo and maybe some like glowing lights around me, just so I stand out. I'm just kidding. But no,
The full entrance.
that would be my song. The reason, just because I'm me. I like to think I'm great, so might as well make the announcement.
You are great.
So appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So two very interesting and very different song choices, but both great nonetheless. So with that, we'll move on to our second question, which might be a little bit more in depth. But Kevin, how would you sell hot chocolate in Florida in the middle of the summer?
I would probably have to brand the hot chocolate as like a post meal kind of drink. A lot of people have coffee after dinner. I would maybe kind of have it as like a dessert drink that people could have, not really branded as like hot chocolate, but just like not emphasis on the hot, but emphasis on like the savoriness that it can bring to your post meal sweet cravings, and also maybe like just like a warm drink to have for breakfast. People drink their coffee, so kind of on the same platform as coffee in terms of like when it can be served. But obviously, it has a whole different flavor, and there's no caffeine. Which I mean, well, let's be honest, a lot of people drink the coffee for the caffeine. So,
Fair enough.
uh, yeah, that's how I'd probably try to sell hot chocolate in Florida in the summer.
Do you see any dilemmas with that method?
Absolutely. It's hot, so there's just a group of people that won't drink hot drinks at all in the summer, no matter if it's coffee or hot chocolate. Um, and also, um, just the conflicting temperatures. I mean, me alone, like that's the reason I wouldn't drink it in the summer. So like, um,
Yeah, I'm trying to have a ice cold water, ice cold lemonade in the summer, not a hot chocolate. That'd be difficult.
no, you could maybe serve it on the rocks, but then it'd be water diluted, so it wouldn't be good.
That wouldn't be good.
Uh,
Yeah. I don't know how people drink iced coffee. I feel like it would dilute it and then not taste good. Watery gyms
right.
don't taste great.
You could try. I mean, then it's not hot chocolate, but you could try
True.
iced macchiato chocolate drink. I don't know,
There's too many
something like.
names for too many coffee drinks, and I just like to stick with my good old H2O.
There
So
you go. Every
uh,
morning.
I'm good every morning. Every morning, take a giant gulp of water, giant gulps of water. So for those of you out there, drink your water in the morning when you first wake up. I promise you'll feel great afterwards. You may have to use the restroom, but you'll continue to feel great. How would I sell hot chocolate in Florida in the summer? I think I would take a very similar route, brand it as though I'm selling coffee. People, for some reason, love coffee, a reason that I don't understand because I think it tastes gross, but that's just my
Coming from
personal
medical
opinion.
school and the people that thrive off of caffeine, I would say for sure it's the caffeine.
Okay. So
That's
that's
just my,
fair.
my
So it kind of
opinion.
throws my entire argument under the water, but maybe I can put some kind of, because chocolate has like a little bit of caffeine. So maybe I could make a hot chocolate where it's pretty high in caffeine, just like coffee, and then sell it that way. But I would definitely want to set it up like a lemonade stand so that I can make a sign out of wood and chalk and nail it up like I'm 6 years old and sell it that way and charge people $1.25 for it, but I want it in quarters. So I don't want $1 and then 25 cents. I want 5 quarters, which probably will cause my sales to go down, but it'll remind me as if I'm a little kid again. So, and maybe I'll also have lemonade there to get people to come to the stand and then tell them that if you buy lemonade, you have to buy hot chocolate. So it's like a 2-for-1 deal, but then make the lemonade really good so that they're okay with also buying the hot chocolate because they don't have to drink the hot chocolate. I just have to sell it. So if I package it
Yeah.
together and they get the lemonade, then I made a sale.
There you
So
go.
I don't know
Hey,
if
maybe
that's cheating or not, but
maybe side hustle. Go down to
yeah.
Florida and sell hot chocolate on the weekends.
Well, not right now. Coronavirus is a little too much, so
Fair.
I'm gonna stay out of Florida for now. But when things get better, I'm definitely gonna do that. Make a little extra money on the side. $10 a month here and there, so should be pretty good. But well, great. Love to know that Kevin would choose the baseball song as his song and sell it as if it were coffee or hot chocolate as a dessert or morning type drink. So that's really good stuff. Well, we're gonna move right into the third segment, the big one, the main event, the nitty gritty. Here we go. Kevin, as somebody who is very active in his fitness life, could you just share with us, your healthy lifestyle timeline? Having known you for a long time, I've known you to play baseball, run cross country, be at the gym lifting weights a lot, and now into running, now into biking most of the time. Could you tell us just about that journey and ups, downs, enjoyments, like everything?
Yeah. I'd say when I first started running cross country in high school, I really wasn't in it for like the fitness aspect. I was more of in it to just like, because I knew baseball was my main sport. So I was just doing things, lifting and running to just be as good as I could be in baseball, just, getting ready for junior and senior year, the senior baseball season, just trying to, be the best baseball player that I could be and putting all the energy into that. Um, and unfortunately, I had 2 foot surgeries because of cross country, and then I, had the ups and downs with that injury, and 18 weeks on crutches it was throughout my last couple of years of high school. Um, so, to be honest, I'm really surprised it really didn't really just turn me off to exercising. But, I just kind of in high school and early college, I was still like I'm trying to like get, lift weights for, to get stronger for baseball, and just like to like live everyday life. But, as I started, getting busier and busy with, school and extracurricular activities, I started to, just kind of reevaluate what I enjoyed the most. And the weight room just wasn't really clicking with me a whole bunch. I still go every now and then, and I do my home exercises and whatnot. But yeah, and then I just got on a big running fit and ended up running 1,100 miles throughout the 2017 year.
Wow, that's a
Um,
lot.
yeah, that was the year I ran my first marathon. Ended up running 1,100 miles that year. And then never really running never got tiring, but I kept getting more interested in my bike too. So I just kind of combined all those together and did a half Ironman. Um, I somehow got the swimming portion done because I've never really been a swimmer. So I just mostly think it's been a journey of just like doing the things that I enjoy, throughout high school and early college. I was lifting. That was really giving me the thrill to work out. And,
Yeah,
um, the running came in fits because I just wanted to run all the time. I was Forrest Gump. I just wanted to run. That's just always what I wanted to do.
run, Kevin, run.
Um, so I just really just focus on what I want to do and what brings me happiness, and just kind of go from there, and whatever it may be, it comes to be.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And just for some context, that same year he ran 1,100 miles, I may have run 295. I think my goal was 300 that year, if I remember. I think
And
I
if you
got.
remember, you were there for the 1100th mile. We went for
That's
a run
right.
on
That's right. I think
December
we ran
21st.
3 or 4 miles that day to
Yeah.
hit 1,100. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I could probably run 1,100 miles in a day, but I definitely prefer the weight room. So I
In
limit my
a
running
day?
to the summer. Pardon?
You said in 1,100 miles in a day.
Whoops. 1,100 miles in a year, but I
Okay.
prefer the
I just
weight
wanted, I
room.
just wanted to make sure I heard you.
No, I definitely did say in a day, in a year, but I prefer the weight room. I usually limit my running to the summer and the fall, which I need to get new running shoes because I've been itching to get back out there and run. So that's awesome that you've done that. Half Ironman, a marathon. That's actually something I want to do is a marathon. I was going to do the Run Disney Marathon this year, but clearly that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
My
we'll
sister's
have to.
done that. He absolutely loves that the Disney kind of um, runs that they put together every year. She loves those things, and there's a huge crowd, so there's a huge market for that, and like
Mhm.
I think you should definitely go for it.
Yeah, so that's definitely on the list of things to do. Just got to find the right year to do it. Coronavirus kind of messed that up, but that's okay. We're gonna do it eventually as soon as things kind of return to some kind of normalcy. So one thing that you really surprised me with in the recent 2 or 3 weeks was you biked from Columbia, Missouri to St. Louis, Missouri. For those of you who aren't familiar with the state of Missouri, that's about 124, 125 miles. Kevin
It
can
was
correct me, but
it was 155 miles.
155 miles. I just looked it up on Google Maps. I didn't go address to address, but 155 miles straight, and he didn't have anybody trail him. So, Kevin, could you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that for a long time. I think probably about mid college when I was starting, start biking for fitness and maybe racing a little bit. That I was trying to think, okay, what can I do to get home? We live in the St. Louis area, and I just kind of wanted to, under my own power, get to the St. Louis area on my bike. And of course, the Katy Trail goes all the way across Missouri. That's the nice pea gravel trail. Um, and yeah, it just was something I've been itching to do for a couple of years, and never gotten around to it. Just hadn't worked out. But I kind of took the last couple of weeks leading up to it to do some bigger rides because that day was 12 and a half hours on the bike. So
Wow.
um, it was a long day. So I had to kind of get some saddle time to kind of get my body used to it, and it was great. I mean, it was tough. There were some times where I questioned what I was doing. I was very thankful for a CVS I came across in the middle of St. Louis to buy myself a Snickers bar. Um, and it was a great, I'm glad I did it. It was a great time.
Yeah. So 12 and a half hours, that's a really long time. And if I'm sitting in my apartment for 12 hours or at work for 12 hours, decently sedentary, even if I go to the gym for 2 of those 12 hours, I'm probably going to eat 2 or 3 times within 12 hours. You were on a bike for 12 hours. What did you eat?
So I had like 5 or 6 medjool dates. I had 4 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, 4 liters of water, a huge Gatorade, a big thing of coconut water. Um, did I say the Cliff Bars already?
No,
Um,
Cliff Bars?
yeah, I have a couple Cliff Bars, and over the course of the thing, it's 7,500 calories that I burned over the course of that entire ride. So, um, I had to really think about fueling, how I wanted to like keep my body fueled with anything really, just
Yeah.
trying to get myself to the finish line.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I ran a half marathon, which that's 13.1, doesn't even compare to 155 on the bike. But I was thinking, am I going to be able to stay energized during the run? What about water? Usually during races, they have water stations intermittently spaced, and they'll have, different food things you can eat. I remember we ran our 25K, and they had different tables with fruit, gummies, things to keep the blood sugars up. But when you're by yourself and got to do that, you got to pack. It's not like you can take a giant bag either. So
No, and especially, I mean, I had my Camelback, which was I was able to fit most things in, but you're out in rural Missouri. I didn't even have like cell service for several hours of my ride. So if there had been a problem, I would have been scrounging around to find a local person to kind of help me out. But
yeah,
there were some remote areas and some towns that I'd never heard of.
Wow.
in the middle of Missouri. So, but it was nice to be on the trail. Just kind of have the time for my thoughts and just listen to music and podcasts as I go.
Yeah, man. How sore were you after that?
I was really sore. My butt was sore for several days. I could hardly like walking was kind of hard. Getting out of bed in the morning was really tough. I was just stiff. But I mean, that's why I do it. It's just weird, but like that's why I do this stuff. That's why I run 1,100 miles and bike, 155 is, I just I like the the soreness that comes after it, just like a job well done, and like this is like this is the things that making you stronger and the things that are making you who you are, and like so just kind of those are what make me happy. So I shoot for them, and I always just think of things that I can challenge myself and um, you know push myself to do good things and be better at it.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that actually, because I just started going back to the gym this week and just having that sore feeling when I wake up the next day. It's a great feeling. I love it. I lift and work out and run because it's my lifestyle, not anything extra. And so it's really fun. And so I totally understand you on that front. So
Yeah.
no, that's awesome. 155 miles straight. I might have to try that out one day, but it'll take some time for me to get up to that. That's pretty remarkable. So I can imagine how sore you were the next day. But I'll
Yeah.
probably only imagine it. So I'll leave it at that. But
Maybe someday.
yeah. So, but thank you, Kev. Thank you, Kevin, for coming on today. I do really appreciate it. Sharing your side of things in your health journey. I know you are super into your biking and running now, and that's great, especially because you can accomplish amazing feats like 155 miles straight, 12 and a half hours in a day.
Thank you.
Takes a lot of
Appreciate
mental toughness to keep going with that too. Just knowing you got to get there, so especially
it.
getting on the bike in the morning and then pushing through the entire time. So that's really awesome. So maybe I'll be as athletically endurance, if that's how you say that, as you in the cardio space. But we'll see. So, but thank you for coming on today. It's been great. Thank you for doing this with me,
Appreciate it.
taking some time out of your day. For Jeremy Dorsey, that's Kevin Horner. And tune in next time for the Dorsey Healthy Living Show. We'll see ya.